Hey there, Ronnie Rock Smith here, and together we'll be going over the Rebake interface and features to get you started. First of all, let's take a look at the left-hand side here, and we can look at the navigation links. Rebake page is the page that we are on now. We have a Rebake video, we have funnel codes, we have using integration, we have analytics setup, super user, getting started video, and tour. Now, some of these may not be active depending on which package you purchased. Okay, so the first thing we want to do though here is actually enter our page's URL in this box and then click the Rebake button. So let's do that now. Okay, the next step is to check out our page and make sure that it did speed up the process. So let's go over here and hover over our preview and click on the Configure tab. Okay, so now we see a few more navigation links on this side. We see our links here in the middle along with the preview, and as well as some control buttons over here on the right hand side. So let's go over these. Okay, let's take a look over here at the navigation tabs. You can see that you have two tabs, an apps tab and a basic settings tutorial. Keep in mind that every page that you go on that contains any kind of a feature, you should see a getting started video for that particular page. So let's go ahead and click on apps here. As you can see, we have app tutorial. If you click on that, it'll open the video that you can watch. It'll give you more details on what exactly you can do. So we have an analytics tab, call to actions, real-time engager, lock-in scripter, reclick, and social media buttons. Okay, so let's go back to the previous page. Now, you know, in as early as 2010, Google announced the website speed would begin having an impact on search ranking. So what does this mean? Clearly, Google is increasingly acting upon what is intuitively obvious. A poor performing website results in a poor user experience, and sites with poor user experiences deserve less promotion in search results. And this is apparently the reason why you bought this software, right? So it's important that we check our site's loading time to make sure everything is working at peak performance. So here's how we do that. What we're going to do now is we need to see our links. So let's come over here to the right hand side and click on Show Link. So now we can see our links here and we can check out our page. So let's go ahead and grab the Rebake high-speed link here. Copy that. Now we need to go to a website called Pingdom. And it's https://www.pingdom.com. Once you get to this page here, you want to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page and click on this Tools button here. Okay, now we want to do two tests. We want a test from our original link and from our new sped up link. So let's go ahead and click in the Rebake link first. And we're going to go ahead and choose a test from location. We're going to use Dallas here since it's closest to me. I'm going to go ahead and start my test. Now, in the meantime, I want to go back here and I want to open this in a new tab again. Okay, so I'm going to close this one. So now I want to paste in my original website link so I can check the difference here and see how good the Rebake performed. So I'm going to go back to Dallas here and start test. Okay, so my original site loaded at 1.94 seconds. So let's take a look at let's sped it up. So we have 1.15 seconds here. So it's not bad. So as you can see, the software does work and it sped up my time. Okay, now we can do some other things on this control panel here. We can edit our project if we need to rename it for any reason. We can live edit the project here. That means we can edit our website with the live editor. We have a social media icon toggle switch here, and we have data encapsulation switch. Okay, from here, what we want to do is start editing our baked web page, right? So we can do that in two different ways. We can choose to click this button here, live edit project, or if we are on our home page here, we can hover over our preview and choose live edit. Now this will open up in a new page. So let's go over the basic overview of the buttons and switches within the editor here. First of all, you have a toggle control panel up here that you can move around Basically what this does is toggle all the controls on or off. And this comes in handy when you want to preview your page to see how your changes are looking without any obstructions in front of you. So let's go ahead and bring this up here and toggle it back on. Okay, let's talk about the toggle switches down here. You have basic user and advanced user. You have auto save. Right now it's disabled. You can turn that on if you want. It'll save in intervals. And you have highlight links enabled. As you can see up here, this is a link, so it's underscored with a red line. And you could turn that off if you want. This just helps you to see where your links are when you're editing. Now, the advanced user, one of the features in here is to be able to drag and drop elements around. So if I wanted to move this text somewhere else on the page, as long as I have advanced user selected, say if I select this here, as you can see, I have absolute, relative, and fixed. Now, these are the three ways that you can move, drag and drop stuff around on your page. Now, as you can see, if I turn this off, it hides it so you can't use it. So if you want to drag stuff around, you need to make sure that this is in advanced mode. Now, if this little tab up here gets in your way while you're editing, all you have to do is just click on it and drag it. You can go up and down with it. As long as it's not in your way or it's interfering with you, you have the option to move it around. Okay. So, and to actually get rid of that, as you can see, this is selected. I would come down here to deselect object. You select it one time and it'll get rid of that. So let's go ahead and do this again. I want to show you how to edit, and you do have undo features down here. So if you click on this text, choose edit. Let's say I wanted this to say how to create your first landing page in 5 minutes or less. So now you can see my undo button just highlighted, which means now I can undo that if I choose to. Now if I wanted to change an image in here, I could simply click on it one time, and I could do that from this tab here. So if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to change that logo later, but right now I really don't have the time, so I'm just going to make a dummy image in its place. I could do that here. I could choose to enter some text here. I could put logo if I wanted to, and just choose OK. And now it becomes a placement holder for my image when I'm ready to edit it again. Okay, and one other thing that I didn't talk about down here is the page settings here. You have the body settings that you can edit here. So you have pretty much complete control of the editor, where you have everything you need basically to build a custom website if you are a website designer, or you could stick to the basics if you're not familiar with website designing. So once you're done editing in here, you have all these different features. You even have animation features. Once you're done with doing what you want to do, you can click on hide and that'll remove that. Let's say I click on this logo and I wanted to do, let's say, some animation here. Let's say I wanted to make this logo bounce up and down. So I'm going to turn on the animated and the loop continuously. You don't have to do this. What happens if it'll just keep doing it, but that gets aggravating to certain things. So if you want to leave the loop continuously off, that would be cool. So come up here and choose an animation. Let's say I wanted this to bounce. So as soon as the page loads, it's going to bounce one time. You can also choose how many times you want it to bounce. Say I want it to bounce 3 times. So when the page loads, it'll bounce 3 times. So that's all kind of cool things that you can do in here. And when you're done with that, you can go ahead and choose hide. Okay, the other thing that I didn't say about or talk about yet is the select language. Let's say that I'm doing some demographic targeting to, say, China. So I'm doing some ads out there on Facebook, and I want and I'm demographing to China, I can actually turn my page to Chinese text here. Pretty cool, right? So the results are limitless here on what you can do with this page builder. It's pretty cool. Okay, so there is, if you click on this button here, you can watch the training video that goes into more detail of exactly what you can do.